Sziasztok! You're watching Budacast. And welcome back, Budacasters. Uncle Drew here on the balcony central. As of course I'm a long-term sufferer in the Central and Eastern European winter. Very dreary. You know, I often think of the difference between a winter in Hungary versus a winter in Chicago. I always tell people, you know, in Chicago the sun is shining even when it's 20 below degrees Fahrenheit. In Hungary it might not be that cold, but it'll be gray and dark and damp and really depressing. And sometimes you feel colder than it actually is because it's so damp. Anyway, so I've made a list here. You'll see I'm just looking at my notebook every once in a while. The one thing that I try to do in the winter is to kind of work with the daylight savings time factor. You really get maximum amount of daylight if you get your butt up earlier. And that's what I'm going to try to do, because it does get darker earlier, of course, too, in the autumn and in the winter. So that's one thing I'd say: get up earlier and get as much natural light as you can. Get away from your desk, get away from the computer, get outside, get out in the natural light. Number 2, get your exercise. I have been a pretty consistent runner this year, and of course it's also a good way to warm up the bones. Get outside, work up a sweat, run for half an hour. Other types of exercise too. I recently bought some kettlebells. Can also get you pumped up, and of course you could join a health club. You could join a konditerem. Of course, when we say konditerem, it's not always a health club, but sometimes kind of a musty pince, a musty cellar with weights and lots of gorilla-looking characters. But they can oftentimes be cheaper than joining a really expensive club, which has hefty monthly fees. At any rate, regardless of which one you choose, get it moving, keep your endorphins up, and you'll feel better in the autumn and winter in Hungary and other parts of Central and Eastern Europe. My third tip: stay social. You know, join clubs, take lessons. Dance lessons can be good in the winter in Budapest, for example. Joining clubs, some friends have offered or suggested that I join a writing club, for example. I used to be a member of Toastmasters. I think, as I've said in some other Budacast episodes. Did Tai Chi for a couple of years. Good way to get rid of some of the cold winter funk, get with some people, learn something new, join things, take some lessons. One really excellent thing that's specific to Hungary that you can do to make yourself feel better and warm your bones especially is to take some time at the thermal baths. And my favorite over the years has been the Lukács baths, which I will give you the address to, or perhaps the Google map link on the Budacast website. That's budacast.com. Not only can you warm yourself up, but you can just kind of change your overall perspective. If you're feeling a little down, you just become completely relaxed, and you can change your reality through hot water, steam, cold water, etc. So yeah, change your state of being. The thermal fürdők in Budapest, or there are thermal baths all over in Hungary. Check it out. Great thing to do. My final tip for staying out of the funk and remaining spunky is make sure that you do plan a trip sometime during the autumn and winter months out of Central Europe. Get some warmer temperatures. Just make sure that you go someplace else. Perhaps, hopefully, where there's some sun. We have a friend who lives in Mallorca, and it sounds like, well, yeah, it's not that hot during the winter in Mallorca, but could be a good place to at least enjoy some low 70s. Another place you could go is fly down to Turkey. It would be the off-season, but also very comfortable weather, good food, and yeah, and I can imagine you can get away from those gray skies. So those are my top 5 tips for staying spunky and staying out of the funky. I'm not sure how I want to say that actually, but you've been watching this video episode of Budacast. It's all about living the high life. In Hungary, I'm Uncle Drew, talking to you. Have a great autumn, and stay sane and happy. Sziasztok! Stay tuned.